All right. What's up,
We're
everybody?
on.
Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of UnSKripted. Listen, it is Tuesday night. You know what that
Yeah.
means. I'm here with my guy, my man, Bill the Apter.
Apta is here. That's my
Apter.
Hawaiian name. The Rock's
Yes.
mother gave me this Sika, Afa, and I'm Apta. By the
And
way, I'm doing
Apter.
the show topless tonight. You
Yes,
notice?
indeed. Yes,
No
indeed,
hat.
man. Yeah,
No
no
hat.
hat.
Might as
Hatless,
well show the
topless.
comb over.
Yes. The
Show the
comb
comb over.
over. Show the comb
Comb over.
over.
God,
Comb
there's
over,
so
brother.
much going on, Dr. Chris.
Oh man, it is. It is, man. Just it is so much going on. Of course, we're about to dive into it. And also, for those who want to look, have your question on the screen. Go ahead
Yeah.
and hit that super chat. Otherwise, Bill and I are going to chat, and we're going to peek over and see if we have time to answer any questions on unscripted. And man, so Bill, after where
Unscripted
do you
and
want to start, man?
topless. Yeah.
Yeah, unscripted. Well, that's a little risque. That's a little risque title right there. Unscripted and topless. So,
So do you have something to start off with? Because I do, if
go
you
for
don't.
it, man. What you got?
We have a new NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, the
Ah,
man,
very
not that
nice.
man, not that man, but the man, Becky Lynch, defeated Tiffany Stratton for the NXT title tonight, women's title. So now we've got Dominic Mysterio went there. He got the North American title.
Yeah.
Becky's got this. It seems this whole influx of people coming from the main roster are stealing these titles away.
Very interesting. I didn't watch NXT, but I am watching I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the Twitter machine right now.
The
And
Twitter, I call it the Twitter phone.
the Twitter
Oh,
X
wait, it's the
machine.
X. It's the X Twitter phone.
It is the X Twitter. Yes, it's
Yes,
Twitter's former partner, X.
yes. X marks the
We're doing
spot. And we're doing this on. It still hasn't been 24 hours since the merger.
yes.
WWE and UFC made
TKO.
a TKO, and
Yes.
we're in the new world of professional sports entertainment.
Yes, indeed. So I'm looking at some highlights here on the NXT, the WWE channel here. And it looks like she's taking pictures and she beat Stratton. Interesting
Yeah.
decision for Becky Lynch to become NXT champion. Why do you think they did that?
I just think that they've noticed that since they've been bringing people from the main roster, the more people are excited to watch NXT, and their ratings have been very, very good. So it's improving the product there. And I also think that the main roster stars coming down to NXT are giving the wrestlers there more of a wonderful feeling that look at this, we've got main stars coming here to help work with us. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
Interesting. Interesting to have Becky Lynch. It's interesting because I'm not too sure how that helps Tiffany Stratton if they're trying to bring her up and push her, but having a main roster person become NXT Women's Champion, I imagine that's a move to bring more people to the product of NXT.
Yeah,
Does
that's
it
what I was
feel
thinking.
does it feel like a demotion in a sense to me?
No, I,
Yes,
I don't think so. I
I
think
think
Tiffany
so.
Stratton.
I think so.
I think Tiffany Stratton's been showing up on the main roster for a while, so I think it will make more people familiar with somebody like Tiffany on the main roster, and she doesn't have to win all the time, but when they channel turn and they see NXT, there's somebody they saw on the main roster, so they're familiar with them. It's a nice mixture. I like that they're
Mm.
using it as a pipeline, so to say.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not in, man. I'm not in. Here's the thing. I'm not in. But I'm not mad at Becky Lynch winning the championship. Why? Because She was the only four horsewoman who's never been NXT Women's Champion.
That's true. That is absolutely true. This is her first NXT win there.
It
It was
is.
also fun to see. I still enjoyed seeing Dominic Mysterio. He's got a big match coming up next week there. So yeah, I just think it's good for these people. I get it. What did it do for Tiffany Stratton?
Mhm,
She lost.
mhm,
So, but again, she lost to someone who's a major star in WWE's main products
mhm.
there. So how are they going to bring her back? How are they going to, what's Tiffany Stratton going to say? There's a lot of questions here. Do you feel it devaluated her?
I don't. I'm not a fan of Stratton losing to Becky Lynch. Honestly, I do think that it's something in my hair there. There we go.
I was going to say,
I
what's with your dreadlocks today?
yeah, something's on there, a piece of lint.
I can
Uh,
let me do the same thing.
yeah. You got yours too. You got
I comb
it.
over. Yeah.
Very nice. um, so yeah, I mean, it seems like this is kind of a transitional move. They have something big for this. It does give Becky Lynch an opportunity to have a prominent role somewhere because
Mhm.
they really didn't have anything for her post Trish. It does seem like we don't have anything for you post Trish. We don't want to make you lost in the sauce. You're still a big name. You're still big time Bex, and so let's just give you the NXT Women's
Lost
Championship.
in the sauce. I like
Yeah,
that term.
yeah, lost in the sauce. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that.
So, yeah, so it's interesting because you know, another thing that I'm not a big fan of is that WWE counts NXT championship runs as world championship runs.
Well, it's the NXT Women's World Champion.
No, it's the
So
NXT Women's Championship. It's not a
yeah,
World's Championship.
no, but what they're looking at it like it's a world.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's a develop. It's it's not a main roster
It's like a
brand.
regional title back in the days of the
Yeah, that's fair
television.
to say. That's fair to
Yeah.
say. Like if to me it's like it's the same as like FCW. Like when someone had the Florida Heavyweight Championship in FCW, that wasn't a world championship.
Well, they're not calling it a world championship. So
Yeah,
pardon my word.
they're counting they count it in the world championship reigns though.
Well, only because they're calling it the NXT Women's Championship, if I'm
So
correct.
so Charlotte Flair is they're counting it in Charlotte Flair's title reigns though. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like
Meantime,
how they're saying like someone's a multi-time world champion.
sure.
They're counting it in Charlotte's reigns, which doesn't make sense to me. Like,
No,
uh,
we have to talk to their web developers and stuff
yeah,
about it.
yes, because
Yeah.
somehow it's a part of the world championship reigns. But that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, we're talking about
Um,
the ladies. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, they counted in the New Day when the New Day won the NXT Tag Team Championships. They counted in their championship total reigns too. So
Okay.
I'm like, like I
We'll
don't
have
know.
to talk
Yeah.
to them about that.
Yeah, we're
It's
gonna have to
technically
send them a
fine.
text or something. Yeah,
I will.
absolutely.
I will.
Yeah.
We'll do that. But when we're speaking about the women, what a great surprise comeback on Monday Night Raw last night when Nia Jax made her return and beat up everybody there. But then it looked like she was going to help um, uh, Ms. Rodriguez there, Raquel Rodriguez, and Becky Lynch was like, "Oh, great!" It was during their match, and then she attacked
You mean Rhea
Becky Lynch.
Ripley?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I did. You're correct. You're
It's okay.
correct. I'm getting my Lynches and my Rheas.
Yes, you're
But
right.
anyway,
Yes.
she did attack Rhea Ripley. We were
Hmm.
talking about Becky. I've still got Becky
Yeah,
on
it's
my
all good, man.
mind.
No problem.
But she attacked Rhea Ripley, and she
Hmm.
made a hell of an impact there with that, with coming back like that. That was a shocking move. Nobody knew that she was coming back. At least it wasn't leaked anywhere on the internet, which
Hmm.
was a nice surprise. But to see her come back and I'm going to say woman handle, not manhandle, but I guess manhandle Rhea Ripley like that. Wow. And the fans were like, well, we like Nia Jax, but why is she attacking. Does this make Nia Jax the bad girl, the heel in this feud? Because she just attacked her.
Yeah, yeah. It was very confusing to me, Bill.
Was it?
Yeah, very. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me at all. It was. I talked about it on the post Raw show. I think I would have been okay with it if Nia would have just attacked Raquel, because I think that's a good decoy for Raquel, and have a Raquel and Nia Jax feud. But not only like that made her the heel because she got booed after that, but then they're trying to make Rhea the biggest heel on the brand, especially if she's rubbing shoulders with the person who gets jeered the most, Dominic. But they had her attack Rhea,
Yeah.
and gets more heat than Rhea, who they're trying to make the top heel. That made absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, but the swerve was brilliant,
I
bro.
don't think so.
The swerve was. I'm sorry, I'm going to Russo. I thought
There's no super chat. Why is there no super chat?
Right, I thought
Oh,
the
come on,
swerve
guys.
was brilliant, because now it's like, what are they doing? Where are they going with this thing? Because Rhea is probably the most popular heel in WWE.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's absolutely like that's you should not be a popular heel. That is
But
that
she
takes
is.
that takes
The Road
away the
Warriors-
steam from the
Road
babyface.
Warriors were popular heels.
No, they weren't. They were
Yes,
baby
they
faces.
were.
No, they weren't. They were no nonsense machine gun baby faces. They beat
were
up bad
supposed to be
people.
heels.
They snacked on
And
danger
the
and dine on
fans
death,
loved them.
and dead men don't make money, as Hawk would say. Yeah, what a rush.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're going to do with this thing, but it'll make me tune in for sure next week to see what was going to happen with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley. I mean, definitely, because this was totally mixed up in I love swerves. That was a great swerve to me.
Well,
really
yeah, good,
really
good.
was.
I'm glad that you were swerved. It did absolutely nothing to me. I
Sorry
did.
to hear that.
Oh no, it's okay. It's just my opinion. It's all right.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it did nothing to me. Nothing whatsoever. It was confusing. I left that segment with my head scratched more than anything, because like I said, I would have been a fan. I would have been a fan if she just attacked Rhea Ripley, because that could have been Nia Jax saying, okay, well, I am going to make my claim and get to the front of the line to become number one contender for women's champion. She didn't have to.
Did.
No, but hold on. She didn't have to attack Rhea Ripley to do so, though, because that makes Rhea Ripley a babyface in a sense, because she's getting less heat, and that's horrible character development, because it seems like Nia went off script.
I disagree. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's totally fine if you disagree. But it seems like Nia went off script, because why in the world would you attack both people, and you have to protect Rhea Ripley? Like she's the one getting the heat. Now you have two heels going against each other, and Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Who's going to cheer? And if they cheer Rhea Ripley, that's counterproductive to the next babyface, because you have to keep her a heel. She's with the Judgment Day.
That whole swerve where she attacked Raquel Rodriguez, and we were all like, oh my goodness, she's now going to join Judgment Day. She's going to be an ally of Rhea Ripley.
I didn't think she was going to join Judgment Day.
None of us thought that. None of us thought that. And then to bounce Rhea around the way that she did, whew, I thought that was great. Yeah. I loved it. What do you fans think?
Yeah, it says Nia Jax will choke. That's what it says here.
No, that's what
it says. Yeah,
so I'm going to give you a test. Go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah, my thing is, how I am with the character development, man. You got to protect the baby faces and the heels. It's too much. Pro wrestling nowadays is way too much gray area. It's so much gray area that it's taken away the tried and true rule breakers and fan favorites, as used to write in the mags, right? The
But
rule
they're going to
breakers.
come back. They're going to come back next week. That's
No,
what
they're
it's
not,
all about.
because of Rhea Ripley, is she's not a fan favorite. You
No,
cannot.
but it's going to be. Why did she attack? I'm going to watch next week
Okay.
just to see why Nia Jax did that.
Okay, so if she attacks Rhea Ripley, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is setting up Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, correct?
Absolutely.
Who's the babyface here?
Neither of them. It depends.
That's the problem. That's precisely the problem, because
and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan came in as a babyface, and guess what? Hulk Hogan got cheered, and guess who got booed?
The Rock.
The Rock got booed in that match. Yes,
but it wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Yeah, but one person got booed because they were in Toronto. It was a one-off. Hulk Hogan's a star in Toronto at WrestleMania 18. So basically, people were cheering Hulk Hogan. That wasn't the goal. They didn't go in there with Hulk Hogan becoming the baby face in that.
They went in because he had his NWO. He was Hollywood Hogan, and he was supposed to be booed out of that place.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, I said he didn't go. I said he didn't going in as the baby face. Yes, so he was supposed to be the heel. Look, that was the fans. He's Hulk Hogan. You can't compare Hulk Hogan and Nia Jax anyway. Nia Jax isn't going to. People are going to be like, "Oh, Nia Jax is going."
Nia Jax. I'm just talking about the reactions from the fans.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the magazines we used to write that guys didn't change their style when they were cheered or booed. The fans picked who was going to be the rule breaker or the good guy back then. So I think, like I said, that this is very compelling to find out why Nia Jax did that to Rhea Ripley. I want the answer.
So Nia Jax is not going to be a good babyface, and if Rhea Ripley's a babyface, that would be counterproductive to the whole Judgment Day faction.
Two heels, a heel versus a heel, would be great, and the fans can choose. What about MJF
a heel versus heel is a horrible idea.
What about MJF and Adam Cole when that
Adam Cole was a babyface?
Well, yeah, but MJF had changed to a baby face as well. They were both baby faces. So the fans chose.
Yeah, but babyface versus babyface isn't as bad because it's a respect thing to me. It's usually a respect thing. And both people are cheering. Those are fan favorites. If two heels are going against each other, and we've seen it for years. I mean, you way more than me, Bill Apter. Like you're the legend here. All right. So you've seen many times how even now when they try to put two heels together, we've seen this recently with every Shayna Baszler match that's existed in the past.
I agree with you there.
Heel versus heel, it is dead as a doornail as far as the fan reaction. People want to cheer someone. And if people book, and if Vince McMahon booked based on the fickle fans of the city, there wouldn't be any continuity to storylines, because especially fans of these days who want to get themselves over, they'll just cheer whoever seems like the villain just to do it, just out of spite and just to put themselves over. That's the reason why you have to stick with the storyline to get the fans involved and hooked into it. The Hogan days, the Flair days, they made sure that they would do everything in their power to get cheered or everything in their power to get booed. People like the swag of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute.
They like the swag of Ric Flair, and he was getting cheered. He was getting cheered at the Horseman days, right? So even the girls loved him, kiss the girls and make them cry, right? His NWA promos, he was getting cheered, but guess what? He had Ole by him, who was getting booed out the arena. He had Tully by him, who was getting booed out the arena, and he had Arn by him, who were getting booed out the arena. He was a swagalicious guy with a very
Rhea's the
bad
same thing.
influence.
She's got Judgment Day with her. It's the same thing.
It's not
It's
the same thing, Bill. It's not. It's not. But here's the thing. But it was. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's not the same thing. Because Ric Flair was popular, and they wanted to make sure that he stayed a heel, and he would do very, very heelish things that would make fans boo him, even though they wanted to cheer him. They wanted to boo him. MJF, when he was a heel, he did the same thing. People wanted to cheer MJF. Now he's a babyface, but when MJF was a heel, people wanted to cheer MJF. But every single week he would come in and he was true to his character. He understood how the wrestling business and how to put someone over. He would, just like this, he would squelch the cheers and say something that would cause the fans to hate him. And I love that. I appreciate that. I appreciate how MJF stayed true to character when he was a heel. He don't want you. JBL was the same way. He was like, people, it got to the point where he was kind of cool, when he was doing the Wall Street gimmick, but he was so good as a heel. Miz does the same thing. Baron Corbin, same way. They stay true to their character.
I'm still going to tune in Monday night to see. My interest there is Nia Jax.
Indeed. Okay. So Nia Jax.
Wait.
So we'll see. So we'll see that with Nia Jax.
Let's butt heads on this. Come on.
This one. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I got a test for you.
Let's do it.
Trivia question for you. This involves someone. We'll discuss it. Who was Billy White Wolf? Do you know who that was?
I have heard of Billy White Wolf before. Yes, I'm not too familiar with him, but I've heard the name.
Well, he teamed up with Chief Jay Strongbow.
Okay, of course.
So now, do you have more of a hint now?
Yes, I do.
Do you know who that person was?
I don't know him. I just know him as Billy White Wolf.
So the answer is he became Sheik Adnan Al-KC.
Al-KC, yeah, he recently
who
passed
died
away.
this past week. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. So many people don't know it. When I was talking to Mac Davis and Teddy Long over at our show, the Time Machine, neither of them knew that. But originally, when he came to what they called the New York area, he was an Indian. He wasn't a sheik or anything like that. But we lost him this week, and we lost Brett Wayne Sawyer, Brett Sawyer's brother. So I just wanted to give were you familiar at all with the Sheik Adnan? Because one of the biggest angles in the whole world is when Sergeant Slaughter turned against America and had him as a manager.
Yes, indeed. Yes, he became a turncoat, ladies and gentlemen. What a turncoat. Yes, I do remember Billy White Wolf. I definitely remember Sheik Adnan Al-KC. Yes, we did lose him. Was it this past week?
Just a few days ago. Yeah,
just a few days ago. Yeah. Sad to hear. Sad to see that.
Yeah, me too. He was a great guy. He was very funny. Had a great sense of humor. We'll miss him. And Brett Wayne Sawyer, I saw at the Gathering this past August.
Nice.
And it was great to see him back. He had a lot of problems, medical and mental and stuff like that. And he was really on the road back. He was on Facebook almost every night. Posting things. Yeah. Yeah. So that came out of nowhere. But he was somebody who used to stretch people in the old Vern Gagne training camp, just like the Iron Sheik did.
Wasn't he billed as a relative of a Buzzsaw?
Of who? He was. It was his brother.
His brother?
It was his real life. Yes, Brett Wayne Sawyer. But originally they just called him Brett Wayne.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I have somewhere in my collection one of the old press conferences that Craig Peters and I used to do on TBS. I have an interview with him that I'm going to try and run somewhere here on WrestleBinge, hopefully. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. What else we got? Let's see. We got a few minutes. Let's put peek over here. Since there's no super chat, Sportskeeda.
Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see here. Who do you think would
Oh, wait,
dethrone
super. Did you say super chat?
super chat? Yes, yes, super chat. Who do you think would dethrone Gunther?
That's a great question. I've been trying to figure that out. Uh, I think if they want to get the biggest bang for the ratings thing, it's got to be, yeah,
LA Knight?
yeah.
LA Knight?
I'm just saying in terms of elevating LA Knight and not making Gunther look bad, so which is would be very hard. You know what I want to know? And
What's that?
nobody asked Gunther this in the tour of India that he was there, Sportskeeda was there. And when
Mhm.
I interviewed him, I didn't even think of the question, but what if Ludwig or his other partner wants a shot at the title?
Hmm.
What would happen? Do you think
Interesting.
Ludwig could beat him?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think I think they've really done a poor job building either one of them. They're kind of like fodder for 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 Gunther. They're the one who
Yeah.
they're the ones who lose during the 6-man matches all the time, the
Yes,
tag team
yes.
matches all the time. So who do I
That
think will
reminds
lose?
me. That
Go ahead.
reminds me. When I was a kid, there used to be a team of Antonino Rock and Miguel Perez, and
Uh-huh.
anytime Rock and Perez had to lose to the Graham brothers, Perez always got.
Perez was the one
Uh,
who took the
yeah.
fall all the
But
time.
anyway, going back to
I think that's so LA Knight it's not a bad choice. I think since LA Knight is on SmackDown, you know, as far as a Raw superstar, I think what you do is you have Jey Uso dethrone him.
or Cody.
See, you know, I've mentioned Cody before. You know, I don't have an issue with Cody dethroning Gunther. I don't have that. I've brought that up before. I don't
Mhm.
have an issue with Cody dethroning Gunther. I think that Jey Uso would be a better option between the two though, because they're trying to um, up the stock of Jay
Yeah,
as opposed to Cody. Cody would make sense. Cody would have enough star power because the thing is, the person who dethrones Gunther like has to really make sense as far as like, I mean, this person broke a streak, so like you know, whoever dethrones Gunther, it has to make sense as far as just the star power or the star quality. Um, so I mean, yeah, I
wait,
wouldn't
wait,
be opposed to Cody.
With Gunther last night. Again, if you're watching this the night after Monday Night Raw live or a few days later, what made no sense is they had Chad Gable come out and very heatedly, you ranked out my family. I'm going to take this belt. And then in the 6-man tag team match, Gunther was all over Chad Gable, killing him.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get
Um,
it.
yeah, it looks like Imperium lost because they're trying to get some steam on, you know, on Chad Gable, you know, to in order to have him go against Gunther again. But do you think that Gable's a name? Do you think that Gable should be the one to dethrone Gunther though?
I think they may do that, but it's like the David and Goliath thing.
Okay.
And I like, Gunther, I'm sorry, Gable is coming across like a mini Kurt Angle right now. So
Hmm.
yeah, they could do that and then have Gable's kids and his wife there again and
Hmm.
everybody jubilating. But I just don't know if he's the right guy to dethrone
I agree.
uh, Chad Gable. I think, like I said, LA Knight might be the
Hmm.
pick, or they're just going to leave it on Gunther for maybe that guy's not there yet.
Hmm. Maybe he's not there yet. Yeah, Jey Uso or Cody would be the two people on Raw that would make the most sense to me. But let's close up with this question: what is next for Karrion Kross?
I am so upset what they did with him. I knew Karrion Kross on the Indies when
Mm-hmm,
Charlie Hartman used to book him
mm-hmm.
down in the Carolinas. And what star power he had in the
Yep.
Indies, the whole bold look and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and Scarlett with him. So I think he's going to wind up in NXT. I think at this point, he's not making it for some reason on the main roster. There's just something not there, because I think they killed him off too many times already. But I definitely think that he'd be a good fit and another guy to bring down to NXT at this point.
Bring him back again, because he was champ. He was champ there before.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but I think it's time maybe for him to go back there and shine.
I mean, that probably is the best thing that would, be that would work for him, because on the main roster he's just not cutting it. Vince McMahon doesn't see money in him, unfortunately.
I guess not. Now, what do you think? Do you think with Cody that the feud against Dominic Mysterio is bringing Cody a little bit down a level? Even though Dominic's, they're both great, but I don't know if Dominic's star power is big enough for Cody, because they've just been putting Cody against, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and all these people. What do you think about that?
I agree. I agree. That's it is. I think it is bringing them down a peg or two, because
no disrespect to either of them, by the way.
Sure. It's just a level of star power that they're being presented at the moment. Like this person, like Cody, just 5 months ago main event at WrestleMania. Against Roman Reigns. He run the Royal Rumble. He's came in. He hasn't lost a match yet, if I'm not mistaken. He hasn't lost a singles match other than Brock. He lost to Brock, but that was it. So they're making him a very huge name at this point, and I don't think that Dominic is at the level of Cody right now, and I think it's bringing Cody down more than it's pushing Dominic up. It just feels like they're just throwing things at Cody just to kill time to set him up for Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah, unless Brock comes back.
Well, him and Brock are BFFs now, man.
That's
Remember,
right.
we saw it live. We saw the handshake live of BF. They're really cool now. So, Bill Apter, let the listeners know where to find you, my friend.
Well, you can find me right here on Wrestle Binge. Subscribe to us on Twitter at Apter1Wrestling, and that's the number one, not the ONE. And and on my channel, periodically you go to One Wrestling Video, and we're keeping that because of the legacy of the late great Bob Ryder, who owned OneWrestling.com and left that video channel to me. But I'm on Wrestle Binge more than I'm not.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. This guy right here is Bill Apter. I am Dr. Chris. This is UnSKripted. Have a good night, buddy. What's your catchphrase?
I'll see you. Take it.
At the matches. And what's my catchphrase?
I'm Dr. Chris.
No.
What is it?
Solo.
Oh, I got that's Gordon